Well, hello again, plant people. I'm back at it in the garden getting some work done. You know what? I figured I'd take a quick video to do a little bit of plant ID, some plant identification. So here we go. With no time to waste, let's do it. All right, so with our first ones here in the right in front of me, you got some lavender. These ones are specifically Spanish lavender, but lavender comes in a ton of varieties. This is Lavandula, Stoeckis, Lavandula. There we go. All right, so we got a little one right here, just a little one popping up, and I'll show you more examples of these. But that is Erigeron. That is, what is it? It's Santa Barbara Daisy, Santa Barbara Daisy, and I'll show you another example of that here in a moment. But look at that lavender. This is why we grow it. It is just blooming like crazy, and it smells really, really good. All right, so there's our Lagerstromia. Lagerstromia, that's the crepe myrtles that we've been pruning. This variety is called Dynamite. It blooms really dark, bright, kind of like a deep red in late spring and into the summer. And so that's the Lagerstromia, crepe myrtles. Right in front of them, you can see we have a variety of Salvia. They call this one Hot Lips. That's the cultivar, but it's a variety of Salvia. There's a lot of hundreds of types of cultivars of Salvia growing all the time with new hybrids all the time. But yeah, these ones are great, drought tolerant, bloom like crazy from now till dang near throughout the year, pretty much, as long as our weather stays slightly warm, and then hummingbirds love it. That's what we like that. So Salvia Hot Lips. Another one right here, I was considering making plant of the week. Maybe we'll do that here shortly enough in a few weeks, but look at this. They call this Heuchera coral bells, and they're blooming like crazy, and you wouldn't think it, but they're actually somewhat drought tolerant. They don't need as much water as some of our other plants, but they do prefer a little bit of afternoon shade here in Sacramento, although I've seen them, you know, survive some afternoon sun, but they do definitely have a better time of it if they get a little bit of dappled light. These ones are great, but I'll show you really quick. We have some ones that have purple foliage, so they come in a lot of different colors and varieties. Even the blossom color will change. And so this is also Heuchera. You can see right here, this guy's got some Bermuda grass trying to poke right through there. Boom, so we'll get all that out. But Heuchera, right? That's a good one as well. We got some, let's see over here, let me show you some more. Oh yeah, here we go. So here's a good example of that Santa Barbara Daisy starting to take off. And I actually just cut these back a few weeks ago just because there was so much growth in there. It was actually about probably 2 to 3 feet high of just matted, or maybe like 2 feet but thick, but tons of it. But so Erigeron, I believe is the botanical name. It is Santa Barbara Daisy. Just a cool plant, blooms like crazy. Doesn't get too tall, stays really low, it's rugged, you can cut it back, it just keeps growing. Now it's not blooming yet, but I'm gonna name it anyways, and this is our Budlia. This is a butterfly bush, and it'll be blooming purple soon. They do come in different colors, but the Budlia butterfly bush, and believe it or not, this is actually a dwarf variety when I got it. And so but I feel like every year it just gets bigger and bigger, and I actually just cut this one back. You can actually see where I'd cut it back to, right in there. And then look, that's all growth, probably in the last month. Right behind it, we have a Redbud. And this actually might end up being the plant of the week, because look at this thing, it's just gorgeous. And the Redbuds, you can get Western Redbuds, Eastern Redbuds. Sometimes they call it a forest pansy. They have different varieties and cultivars. Actually, in our garden here, we grow several different types. So I'll show you that maybe when I do the plant of the week. But look at this thing. We're growing it as a multi-trunked tree. And so it's getting this really nice little branching in there. And I probably should prune a little bit of it just to accentuate those largest trunks. But man, it is gorgeous. And so it blooms heavy right now. Those blooms will fade soon. And then we'll have this nice green foliage through the summer. Then we'll get some fall color and then a drop. But they're really, really easy to take care of. And they actually don't require a ton of irrigation, which we love here. Because this whole garden is for pollinator garden, butterfly garden, but it's also a river-friendly garden, meaning that we just don't use a lot of chemicals in here, and it's designed to not really require too much water and irrigation. And what's nice is that it actually traps and stores a lot of water. We have tons of thick mulch in here and lots of compost we added as we planted. But here we go, it's a big bush. But like I said, here we go. So this is the Bulbine. This is one of my favorite plants out here. I know it looks kind of a little rough, but look at it, it's a succulent. This all started as one little plant, and it's spread out. It's probably about 4 or 5 feet long right now, and about 3 feet wide, but it's easily maintainable. You can cut it back. If this is starting to get too large in whatever area you have it in, you can cut it back really hard, and it just does not seem to mind. You see lots of little blossoms, and they're actually really pretty, and they have cool little shape in there. It's like a star. And what I noticed is the bees actually love it. Bees have a fun time coming to this one and getting after it. So that's why one of the reasons why we love it so much, because it blooms, doesn't require a lot of water. These are looking good. What is the Redbud? Cirsus? Cirsus? Oh gosh, I hope I'm not wrong. Maybe I'll correct myself in the comments. Cirsus? Yeah, Cirsus. Budlias, Cirsus, Lavendulas, Lagestromia, Salvias. We've got the Bulbine frutuscens. That was the Cape balsam, that last one I showed you with the succulent. That's the Bulbine frutuscens. But you know what? I won't keep you too long. I appreciate you hanging out in the garden with me today and learning all these cool names. Hopefully, if you had trouble, go back, watch it again, learn it up. If you have any questions, please leave those in the comment section. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye then.